This is Marcia Jane Orr at Entrepreneur Coaching. Today I want to talk with you about something that athletes use and sales representatives often use, and it goes beyond the typical training drill or the sales scripts that are often highlighted in training. And it has to do with something that is typically called pre-paving. So the way this works, and actually it's quite magical, I have made phone calls following this process, and the people that I'm talking with say essentially what they said to me on the inner that I heard when I was pre-paving the call. And sometimes I've used it in situations of conflict where I've imagined how the conflict could resolve itself, and the people connect with me, and at that point it's like that piece that we resolved on the inner has already been done, and what we're doing is moving forward from there. So this is a very powerful technique. You want to do it on a respectful spiritual basis, which is essentially your higher self to the other person's higher self, and you ask permission if you can have a conversation with them on the inner. If they don't give it to you, or there's some reason why they're not available to allow you that, then you just have to be respectful and not do it. That's how powerful this process is. You can do it without accessing conversation with another, but we're talking about actually moving your life forward and creating sales, supporting your team, dealing with difficult work and professional life situations. And these typically involve other people. And in those circumstances, what you just need to do is go within yourself, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and just imagine the other person in your mind's eye, and simply ask their higher self from your higher self whether they would give you permission to talk with them on the inner. Typically the answer is yes. Then I want you to put yourself in, set up 2 chairs, or you have your office desk chair and a chair next to yours. So put them in that chair in your imagination and sit in your own. Clear the path just as if there's no barrier between you. You don't have the desk between you. You just are open. You're sitting with an open leg situation. Your arms are not crossed. You're open both in your arms and your legs. And you're on the inner in a conversation with them. Then just begin. If there is a difficulty that you want to talk with them about on the inner, it's best if you can do this in a private situation where you're not going to be interrupted or where others aren't overhearing you, because it looks like you're talking to yourself. You can do it without speech or oral speech, audible oral speech, but you can do it just in your mind's eye, saying to yourself and listening to their responses on the inner. But it's by far more powerful if you speak it audibly. And so you just lay out to them, whoever you're speaking with, what the situation is, and ask them what they feel about the situation and how they would go about resolving it. You then are listening and responding. It's just as if they're in the room right there with you, but they're not. And when they are speaking, to heighten the power of this, you actually sit in the chair that you imagine them in and allow them to speak through you to yourself. This is kind of a gestalt process. It's something that you can do on your own. It's easier if it's kind of modulated with someone else, like a coach or a consultant. But you can do this on your own, and just know that it's very, very powerful. Lead the conversation and listen in the conversation to your highest possible outcome for yourself and everyone else involved. And then close the conversation with thanksgiving and gratitude for the outcome. Sometimes it doesn't work out. The person isn't ready to resolve it, but normally in every situation you will learn things that you hadn't otherwise known, or that you will understand things on a much different, higher level than you were understanding them before you actually offered a mind, body, spirit, love to the situation. So I urge you to try this, try it more simply with a simple situation, not as stressful or difficult at first, and just see how it works for you. And then after you've had success on that level, you can move it into deeper and more meaningful conversations. Always ask permission, always give thanks, and allow the person to be and show up just as they are with deep acceptance and gratitude. And then close the conversation and thank them for participating. It's often helpful afterwards to write down what you learned, because if you're really deep in meditation, in your pre-paving, then you can often lose some of the information that comes to you. So I wish you the best in pre-paving conversations with others that you would like to bring to a higher level of actualization. And I look forward to hearing what your experience is. If you want more guidance or more understanding about this, go ahead and make a free half-an-hour consultation with me, and I'll look forward to talking with you.